and you go somewhere, you begin washing. Okay, so members, it is the right time that we are going to begin our lessons. Maybe before we start with the prayers, I just want to introduce to you the program. This is our first time for learning science in this class. Of course, we have already learned other subjects like mathematics. We have already learned other subjects, but today we are going to look at science, and it's our first lesson. So therefore, I do welcome you all in this e-learning program. So this program is organized by Christian School Owners Association, Uganda. We cater for all levels. We are teaching from nursery section up to senior 5. So this is a very good opportunity, and the program is sponsored by Edify Uganda. Edify is doing a lot of things in this sector. Okay, so they are trying to make sure that there is online learning for schools, Christian schools, and is being implemented by ITAU, the ICT Teachers Association of Uganda. So you can see that we are able to reach every child. Whoever is online, we are able to reach you wherever you are. Yes, so my name is Teacher Tonny. I teach mathematics and science. In this case, I'm going to teach you with science in this lesson. So I do welcome you for the lessons. I had already picked JB to lead us into the opening prayer. So for this case, let me pick JB. JB, you can come on and lead us. JB?
Our Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for our teachers. Oh Lord, Father, give us the knowledge and the wisdom to pass through this lesson. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We can also say amen. Okay, let's your colleague also say amen. Okay.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you, JB. Though you have written your name in short form, I hope you are not offended when I call you JB, because that is what you have written for us. Okay, so members, when we had our first program of online learning, which was also sponsored by Edify, we were talking about our first topic of third term primary 6. And this topic was preparation of clean and safe water for drinking and washing. We are looking at preparation of clean and safe water for drinking and washing. There we even define, I just want us to remind ourselves of some keywords here. We have clean water, and also we have safe water. What did we say clean water is? What is clean water? Yes, Clever. What is clean water?
Clean water is the water that contains germs but does not have dirt.
Okay. Yes, that clean water is the water that contains germs but does not have dirt. So basically, in simple terms, you can just say clean water is water which is free from impurities. Impurities, those substances that are in water like leaves, stones. So when we talk about clean water, they are free from such things. That is clean water. So what do we mean when we talk about safe water? Emmanuel, what is safe water? Emmanuel?
Safe water is the water that is free from germs.
Very good. Safe water is water that is free from germs. So I am very happy with you people because you are able to recall what we have already learned. Thank you so much. So basically we looked at methods of preparing clean water. There were some methods that we talked about. Now you need to be very careful in this question because they can say method of preparing clean water and then methods of obtaining safe water. So sometimes the methods you are using to obtain safe water may not make water clean. So that means you have to begin by making your water clean and then finally you make it safe. So just name for me any two methods that is used to obtain clean water. Please get the question. Any two methods used to obtain clean water. Dorcas? Dorcas? Yes, Dorcas, can you name two methods of obtaining clean water, Dorcas? Is Dorcas there? Okay, so Dorcas, okay, so let's go to Kiden, Esther. Kiden, Esther, give us any two methods of obtaining clean water.
Distillation.
Okay, another one. Another one. All right, so members, we talked about the methods of obtaining clean water. We talked about decantation or decanting methods. We also talked about filtration. So this filtration and decantation is the two best method of obtaining clean water. Now, other methods like when we talk about boiling, boiling helps to make water safe because boiling kills germs. Okay, boiling kills germs, so it makes water safe. So therefore, if you want to make your water safe, you can first do decantation, you can first do filtration, because the process of filtering and decanting, that process does not kill germs. So meaning that the water that you have got through decantation and water that you have got through filtration is not safe because the methods, the process does not kill germs. So after decantation, after filtration, you can boil that water. So once you boil that water, it will be safe for you to drink. Secondly, you can also treat water with the chemicals. Okay, you can treat water after filtration, after decantation, you can treat it with the chemicals. People add chemicals like water guards. Okay, water guards will be able to kill germs. Somebody was saying safeguard. You use the word water guard, so it will help to kill germs. So some of those chemicals we shall look at them, because today what we are going to look at is also one of the methods of obtaining pure water. Okay, so that is what we are going to look at, and that method is called distillation. So we are going to discuss distillation into detail. Distillation method, we are going to discuss it into detail. So in this lesson, you should be able to define what distillation is. In this lesson, you should be also able to give the uses of distilled water. Okay, so we are going to discuss a lot, and I request you to be very attentive as we discuss this. So our first very question is for us to know what distillation is. Okay, that is our first question. What is distillation? Some of you have been reading, you have been doing your personal reading. What do we understand by this word distillation? Do we have some people who can guess, who can try? I like people who try. Some of you are reading ahead of the teachers. Yes, there is Male. Male, what is distillation? Yes, Male, Leviticus, you can talk.
Distillation.
Oh, can you come closer to, yes.
Distillation is the pouring off of clean water, leaving the settled dirt at the bottom of a container.
So Male, that one, the meaning that you have said is for decantation. That is for decantation. Decantation is the pouring off of clean water into another container, leaving the settled dirt at the bottom of the container. So that is for decantation. But in this case, we are talking about distillation. Leviticus, can you say distillation?
Distillation.
Louder?
Distillation.
Very good. We are going to discuss about distillation, not decantation. Thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. Do I have some people who have read ahead of us? We have Dennis. Dennis, can you try? Dennis, can you try? What is distillation, Dennis? Hey, Dennis, you are not able to try? So, members,
Distillation.
go ahead.
Distillation is the process that involves heating the dirty water and cooling the vapor to obtain clean water.
Very good. You have a very good idea there. Yes, and that is what we are going to be discussing when we are talking about distillation. That is how it is done. Involve heating of water, obtaining another water. So that is very good. That is very good. So in simple terms, when we are defining distillation, everybody, I want us to define distillation. One, you can as well say distillation is the method of obtaining pure water from impure water. Distillation is the method of obtaining pure water from impure water. Let me try to explain here a bit. When we talk about pure water, that means this is water that does not have any impurities. It hardly has impurities. So you can have water which is mixed up with some other impurities, but if it goes through this distillation method, you will be able to obtain very, very pure water without anything. So that is how we can define distillation. Distillation is a method of obtaining pure water from impure water. So therefore, distillation, you can even say, is the method used in obtaining distilled water from impure water. So this pure water is what we are saying, distilled water. We are going to discuss this into detail, okay? Just I want few of you to read the meaning of distillation, just few of you. We have Gloria and Precious. Can you read what I've said about distillation? Okay, we have Eric here, can also read. But let me try to ask this. I have someone here called admin Eric. I want to find out whether he's my admin. Okay, Eric, are you the one?
No, teacher.
Yes. There is admin Eric. Why have you named yourself as admin Eric?
The one.
Okay, can you read what we have said there?
This is a method of obtaining pure water from impure water.
That is from Gloria, isn't it? Can we also listen from another person. There are some of you have asked them to read. For example, we have Priska can read. Arthur, you can also read. Dorcas, you can also read. Yes, can you read what distillation is?
This is a method of obtaining pure water from impure water.
Yes, so that is what it means by distillation, the method of obtaining. Now, we are going to try to look at this into detail. How is it done? How is this method done? The process that is involved in this method. Now, when you look at when you want to obtain pure water from impure water, so the process involves two physical processes. There are physical processes that we have looked at. In primary 5, you talk about some physical changes. So here, it involves evaporation of liquid and then condensing that liquid into, the vapor into liquid water, into liquid form. So the process that we have in distillation, we have evaporation and condensation. This is what I'm trying to say here, that distillation involves the use of physical processes like evaporation and condensation. Okay? This is what is involved. These are the physical processes that are involved. For you to obtain pure water from impure water, there must be these two processes. One is evaporation and two is condensation. So what do we mean when we talk about evaporation? My class, what is the meaning of evaporation? Maria, can you try? What do you understand by evaporation? Maria?
Evaporation is when the sun hits the water bodies and the water bodies start boiling.
And water body starts boiling. Okay, well tried. Can we also listen from another person? Alex, what is evaporation? What do you understand by this word evaporation?
Evaporation is when water bodies are hit by something. The steam gets hit, then steam is rising.
Okay, so why are you running to water bodies only? So members, when we talk about evaporation, you can just say, in simple way, you can just say this is the physical change of liquid into vapor after heating. This is a process in which liquid changes to gas. Okay, that is what it means by evaporation. The process in which liquid changes into gas. That is evaporation. The physical process in which liquid changes to gas. So that's the meaning of evaporation. So therefore, in this process of distillation, there will be evaporation. We shall have some liquid, mixture of liquid or the solution mixed up with some impurities. So that liquid will be able to, after eating, when we are eating it, it will be able to evaporate. So once it evaporates, it will go through a certain process, and at the end it will condense. After condensing, it will again form another liquid, which now does not have impurities. What about condensation? What do we mean when we talk about condensation? I said evaporation is the process by which liquid changes to gas. How about condensation? What do we mean when we talk about condensation? Okay. Let me get someone to explain to us what it means by condensation. Jeremiah, can you explain that? Condensation?
Condensation is the physical change of of gas to solid.
Of gas to
Solid.
of gas to liquid, not solid, eh? Because when gas is changing
Yes.
to solid, that is another process, not condensation. Thank you, Jeremiah. So if we talk about condensation, this is the physical change or the process in which vapor changes to liquid or gas changes to liquid. That is what it means by condensation. So therefore, in distillation, these two physical processes are used. Okay, they are involved, like evaporation take place and then condensation will also take place. Then you will be able to obtain what we are calling the distilled water. So therefore, the water which is distillation is called distilled water, or it is called distillate. We are going to also look at this as we move on. So that's the water which we obtain, that pure water which we are saying. That pure water is now called distilled water, or it is called distillate. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay. Yeah, so we are going to look at how is this thing done? How is distillation done? What are the things that are involved? What are the steps? How do we obtain pure water? How do we obtain distilled water is what we are looking at right now. So during distillation, there is what we call delivery tube. So this delivery tube, it is a tube that allows the vapor that we are talking about, the evaporation that is taking place, will not find any way of escaping, but there will be delivery tube. There will be a tube that will allow that vapor to follow. So that delivery tube is placed, or it is passed through cold water. We are going to look at it in the diagram that I've drawn for you. So that means in distillation, we have some requirements like delivery tubes. We have requirements like cold water, which must be in a certain container. And then you must also have, locally, we always use the drum. There are some metallic drums, okay, where you are going to have the source of fire, and you put this drum on the source of fire, which has impure water. So from there, during that process of heating it, evaporation will take place. So when the evaporation is taking place, that vapor will pass through delivery tubes. And once the vapor reaches the cold water, okay, it will condense. So that is what they are saying here. Cold water there in that process helps to condense water vapor into liquid. Okay, when I reach the diagram is where I'm going to explain these points that I'm going through now. So the delivery tube in cold water is coiled. Okay, why is that delivery tube coiled? When they ask you such a question, it is coiled because it helps to increase the rate of condensation. So there, the vapor will reach, the water vapor will reach in that delivery tube where it is coiled and will not find a straight way of moving. So at the end, they will condense. Okay, so after passing through the cold water, the condensed vapor now is changed to what we call distilled water. So that condensation that has taken place, now it gives us what we call distillate or distilled water. That is why I said that the water that we have obtained through distillation, it is called distillate or distilled water. But I have this is what I'm going to explain. The point that I was going through, allow me to explain for you here. Okay, allow me to explain here. In this, allow me to explain here. Now, I hope you people, you are seeing my diagram. Let me listen from some few. Tendo, are you seeing that diagram? Though it's not clear, but I also have another clear one. Tendo, are you seeing it?
I'm seeing it.
Okay,
teacher.
so I'm going to explain how distillation is done. Okay, Lina, are you seeing that diagram? Yes, Lina, are you seeing it? Okay, so the point we should get here is that I have said we are looking at distillation, and distillation is the method of obtaining pure water from impure water. And I said that the processes which are involved in distillation, there is evaporation and condensation. So I said that during distillation, now this is distillation taking place. Here we have this arrow. Let me try to put whatever is there. Let me try to put whatever is there. So that's our experiment. Okay, so let me try to put whatever is there. Now, I want us now to be very attentive and we understand this experiment. This experiment shows distillation. This is distillation method. Actually, this is locally done at home. Some of you might have seen this, okay? I can even ask some people, like Omara, where do you stay? Omara, have you ever seen this?
No, teacher, I stay here in Lira.
Oh, but in Lira, you should be able to see people making some local waragi.
No.
Oh, you are inside
My
again.
dad said that they only do that at our village.
In the village, they are there. Very good. Very good. For me, I actually even tried it when I was still young in the village. So I used to do some kind of distillation when I'm making warage. So okay, let's continue. Mara, don't worry. Your dad will be able to take you to the village. Now, we said that during distillation, the delivery tube, this is what we are calling a delivery tube. Okay, this tube, let me try to pass through. Now, this is what we are calling delivery tube, this one that I'm moving through. This is the delivery tube. So they said this delivery tube, when it reaches cold water, it is coiled. Are you seeing? It is coiled. It is now not straight. You see, it moves up, down, moves up, down. When you see others are even coiled like this. When you see them, they are even coiled like that. Are you seeing that? So this delivery tube is passed through cold water. So this is what we are calling the cold water. Okay, and we shall be able to know the use of the cold water during distillation method. So therefore, we have here the source of heat. This is where you set up your fire, and this is what we are calling the drum. This is our drum. This one is the drum. So this drum has dirty water, or it has the mixture of water which is mixed up with the maybe some other solid particles, or the solution. Solution is a mixer. So here we have the mixture of dirty water. So this water is going to have this heat. Now there is fire under this drum. And remember, on top of this drum, it is sealed. It is completely covered. And it is only connected here. This is the only open place in the drum. Sorry? This is the only open place in this drum. So therefore, once there is heat here, once there is fire here, you will find that evaporation is taking place. This is evaporation. Evaporation is taking place. Now, when evaporation takes place, it will not be able to get any way out on top of the drum. The only option for this vapor now to escape, it escapes through this. Are you seeing? This is the vapor going. So when the vapor reaches cold water, okay, when it reaches here, now it will be able to condense. So when it condenses, then it will be able to flow through here, okay? And then you will be able to find here what we are calling the pure water. And that pure water is what we are calling distillate. It is called distillate or distilled water. Okay, that is called distilled water. Okay, so we have the pure water that we have obtained here. We can now call it distillate or distilled water. You see, so this is how this process is done. So there is heating here. So the heat here, it is able to cause evaporation of this dirty water. Evaporation will take place. Now, members, if evaporation is taking place, this impure water will not be able to evaporate. It is only now clean water which is going up. That evaporation. And evaporation will not find any way of escaping on top of the drum. Then finally, it will go through this pipe. So once it goes through this pipe, which we are calling it delivery tube, then it reaches the cold water here. So finally, this cold water will be able to condense. It condenses the vapor. So once it condenses the vapor, then the vapor will turn into liquid. And that liquid flows into this container, which this liquid we are calling it distillate or distilled water. So members, this is, so therefore, I told you that this delivery tube is coiled. And why is it coiled? It is coiled here in order to help increase the rate of condensation. In this step, the rate of condensation will increase. Here, it may still be in form of vapor. Here, it may still be in form of vapor. But once it reaches this pipe down where there is cold water, it will be able now to condense. So once it condenses, they will push themselves into this container and you will be able to obtain distillate. So this is how distillation is done. That's how distillation is done. So this is majorly locally, but also you can find that here there is also another way. There's also another way of another experiment, which I need to explain. But before I go ahead, I just want to hear whether some people are following my explanation. Clever, are you following the explanation?
Yes, teacher.
Nimrod, are you following explanation?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
do we have any questions so far before I go ahead concerning this experiment? If you have a question, please ask.
Teacher, we have the work.
Yes?
Teacher.
Yes.
Never completed the work.
Oh, don't mind of writing the work. The work I've already put in your Google Classroom.
Okay.
So just what you need to do is follow the explanation. Then the work you will be able to copy, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, you will be able to copy the work. It's in the Google Classroom. Okay, so what I want you to do is to understand. Okay, so members, I was asking you in this experiment that I have been explaining, if you have any question, remember, they can ask you the use of cold water. They can ask you the use of the delivery tube. Oh, why is the delivery tube coiled? Okay, why is the delivery tube coiled? You should be able to know why it is coiled. I said the reason why it is coiled is to increase the rate of condensation. Is to increase the rate of condensation. Okay, so let's continue and look at this. I said this is majorly locally done. If you look at it, there is fire. It is here that this is firewood. Okay, we have here dirty water and then evaporation. Okay, this is evaporation taking place. Then when you come inside here, like the this basin contains cold water, it is acting as the condenser. Okay, it's just like the condenser. Okay, it helps to increase this rate of condensation because once it reaches here, it will be cold. So once it is cold, that means the vapor will be able to change into liquid. So now in this experiment, on your left hand, you can look at it on your right hand side when you're facing your screen. So also here we have the heat and we have the solution. The solution here is the mixture of water, the impure water or the dirty water. Therefore, if this heat is taking place, heat is going to cause evaporation. So evaporation is going there. Remember, this part is sealed with actually that part you can call it cork. This one, you can call it what? Cork. Like the top cover of your flask, you can call it cork. You can see that it cannot allow any water vapor to pass through, to escape. So it will come, the vapor will come. This is the vapor taking place here. Okay, the vapor is running up there. Okay, then they will come there and they will not find any way of escaping up. Therefore, they will be able to follow this. Are you seeing? So it will be able to go through this delivery tube. This is what we are calling the delivery tube. So in the delivery tube is passing through cold water. You can see this is cold water. Okay, and this cold water is connected to a tank, whereby it is taking cold water inside, and then some, if it is full, some are going out. That's why they're saying cold water out and cold water in. So once this container is full, once the condenser is full, you can find that the cold water will be able to move outside. Meanwhile, others will be able to go in. And then there, condensation will take place here. Then you will find that here we have the condensed water, which we are calling it the distillate. So this is the process of distillation. Okay, this is the process of distillation. Now, what is important here now is, after doing distillation, what is the use of distillation? What is the use of this distilled water? Okay, what is the use of distilled water that you have got through distillation? Can we go ahead and look at that? Okay, uses of distilled water, or we are calling it distillate. Can someone suggest? Can someone guess? Edith, can you try? After obtaining your distilled water, what is it used for? Edith?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, what is the use of distilled water that we have got?
Distilled water can be used for drinking.
Oh, can be used.
Can drink.
Okay, those are the answers you are mentioning, but we shall clarify. We shall clarify. Edith, we shall clarify. Amolo, yes, Amolo? Can you suggest one use of distilled water? Amolo, yes.
Distilled water is used for mixing chemicals in laboratories.
Ah, very good. Very good. Amolo, patience, very good. So, distilled water, she has used mixing chemicals in the laboratory. That is good. Finally, I have just said here that it is used by doctors to mix drugs for injection. When you go to the hospital and they want to inject you, and maybe you are sick, you find that the doctor is mixing that drug with the distilled water. Okay, so it is used by doctors to mix, or the chemist. You can say doctor or chemist. Now you have said it is used in the laboratory to mix some chemicals. It is used by doctors to mix drugs for injection. Also, it is used for diluting some drugs. Okay, it is also used by doctors to dilute drugs. So these are basically the main use of distilled water. Now, my friend there said that it is used for drinking. The science is going to disagree with you that distilled water is not good for drinking, members. Okay, distilled water is not good for drinking because it does not contain mineral salts. I want you to listen to me very carefully. That distilled water, it is not used for drinking. Why? Because it does not contain mineral salts. And where has mineral salt gone? Remember that distillation involves heating. There is heating so that you can obtain distilled water. So during that process of heating, excessive heating, it destroys all the mineral salt in that water. That's why they are saying that distilled water is not good for what? For drinking. Actually, I've said it here under note. I told you that distilled water would not be good for drinking because excessive heating destroys all mineral salts in it. All the mineral salt in water is destroyed by heating because you have to heat it so that evaporation can take place. So during the process of heating, then mineral salts are destroyed. So once you drink it, you will not have this mineral salt in that water. So it's not good. It's not all that proper. So I just want some few of you to give me some of the examples of mineral salt. Do you know any example of mineral salt in water? Okay. Do you have any examples of mineral salt found in water? Yes, you must be knowing this. Let's listen from some few. Liz, okay, Precious, can you give me one example of mineral salt in water? Precious? Precious, how about
Yes,
Pan? Yes, one example of mineral salt in water.
calcium.
We have calcium. Okay, so you can see that we have calcium in water, but once the water goes through distillation, that excessive heating will kill that calcium, will destroy that calcium in that water. So that water will be without calcium. You see that? So that's why they are saying it is not good for drinking. Sometimes they can ask you a question, okay? They can ask you a question that they can ask you a very simple question that why is distilled water not good for drinking? The simple answer is it does not contain mineral salts. That's why it is not good for drinking. And where has mineral salt gone? During the excessive heating, mineral salts are destroyed. So, and Precious told us that we have calcium, but I think there are so many other examples of mineral salt in water. Can we give? JB, you prayed for us. Can you also give us one example of mineral salt apart from calcium? Okay, JB. Apart from calcium, any other example?
Sir, I'm not yet ready.
Oh, you are not yet ready. Okay. Okay. So let me go there and write at least examples of mineral salt so that you can be ready. Okay. Examples of mineral salt found in water. I'm going to write the first one that my daughter said, that calcium. Very good. We have calcium. That is one. We have calcium. Do we have any other examples? Peter, Aine, do you have any other example? Aine, Peter. Examples of mineral salt found in water.
Sodium.
We have sodium, very good. We have sodium, very good. Jude, do you have another one? Jude?
Potassium.
We have potassium. Okay, very good, Jude. We have potassium. I think I will be able to write, don't worry. I'll be able to write whatever answer you are giving. We have potassium. All right. Any other? Any other person? Catherine, do you have any other example of mineral salt found in water? Catherine? Oh, network has disturbed you. I've not heard what you have said. Yes.
Excuse me.
You are
Excuse me,
excused. Yes, please.
Sodium.
Okay, we have sodium. Thank you. So members, those are examples of mineral salt found in water. So remember that I have said that when you do distillation, when distillation takes place, because of excessive heating of that impure water, it will be able to destroy the mineral salt. That's why they can say it is really not good for you to drink, because it does not have all this. And yet, you know, some of these calcium, they are very important in your body, like to strengthen the bones and so on. Okay, you have some examples of mineral salt like the iron. Okay, so once you take that distilled water, it will not be so important in your body. So that's why the doctors are using it basically to mix drugs for injection. So you have the fluorides, you have iron, sodium, you have potassium, you have mentioned them, you have magnesium, and then sulfate. So these are some of the examples of mineral salt that is found in water. And remember, distillation destroy all this. Okay, distillation destroy all this because it involves excessive heating. So that's why they say sometimes it is not good for drinking. So therefore, we talked about distillation as a method used to obtain pure water from impure water, but also distillation can be used in other ways. Okay, distillation does not only, we don't only use it for obtaining pure water from impure water. Distillation can also be used in other ways. So they can even ask you, a very good question that maybe apart from obtaining distilled water from impure water, state any other way in which distillation method is used. So apart from obtaining clean, pure water, what other ways do we use distillation? Gloria, can you try that? Can you give us another use of distillation apart from obtaining distilled water? Where else can we use distillation? Okay, Gloria? Where else can we use distillation, Gloria? Dorcas, you have been quiet. Let me look for you. Yes, Dorcas. Apart from obtaining distilled water from impure water. State any other way in which distillation method is used. Yes, Dorcas.
Yes, teacher. I've not heard because of network.
Okay, the question is, we use distillation for obtaining distilled water. But apart from that, is there any other way in which distillation method is used? Apart from obtaining pure water, do we also use distillation method somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Teacher.
In what way do we use distillation method? Yes. Oh, so members, distillation method, it is also used at home for making wareji. Remember, I was talking to Tendo Omara. Omara told me is in town later. So there is not seeing people using distillation. But if you go to villages, you find people are making wareji using distillation method. There are processes that are involved. Yes, yes. So also it is used by brewing industries for making alcohol. Yes. So other ways of using distillation, or distillation can also be used in the following ways. One, by brewing industries for making alcohol. Okay, industries that make alcohol, they use distillation method. Okay, they use distillation method, just like the way we have described it there. When you go to the diagram, we are saying where there is impure water. For them, they will mix, if they are making wareji, then also it is used at home for making wareji. So these are other ways where distillation can be used. So distillation is not only used for obtaining pure water. It is also used for making what? Alcohol. It is also used at home for making wareji. And I have given you some, look at that lady. Okay, that lady is doing what they call distillation. So in this drum here, there is that wareji where they have made, maybe it has gone through fermentation and so many things, and then they pour it inside here. So you can see there is fire down. So the fire which is down is to cause evaporation. So what is going to come up here, there is nowhere this evaporation can escape from on top. So you find there is this one, this small pipe is called delivery tube. Are you seeing? This is the delivery tube. So this delivery tube, it has gone through and through this cold water. So there is cold water here. So this cold water, inside the cold water, there is that coiled delivery tube. The delivery tube is coiled inside just for condensation to take place. So from there, the condensed liquid will come here. And now from here, you will obtain your alcohol, which you can still call it the distillate. Okay, in this jerrycan now you have distillate. So this is how it can also be done, not only to obtain pure water, but also to obtain wareji, like this lady is making wareji. Okay, so that is how distillation is done. So if you have any question, I will request you to ask concerning what we have learned. Otherwise, I have my questions to find out whether you have been following me. Okay, I'm going to put down all your hands, and then when I ask my question, you put up your hands and answer. My first question is, what scientific name is given to water obtained through distillation? My first question is, what scientific name is given to water obtained through distillation? Oh, Okello. Okello Calvin, what's the answer for that question? Calvin, what scientific name is given to water obtained through distillation?
Distillate.
It is called distillate. Another name apart from distillate? Okay, Okello said distillate, very good. But another name apart from distillate, if you don't want to say distillate, Samuel, what can you say, Samuel? Samuel? Oh, Samuel is not there talking. Let's get someone else. We have Gerald. Another name for this distillate is, what's another name for distillate?
Distilled water.
Very good. We have distilled water. So distilled water is water which is obtained through distillation. Very good. So another question. Why is distilled water not good for drinking? Let me again put down your hands. Why is distilled water not good for drinking? Okay. We have Daphne Karunji. Oh, Karunji, let me look for you. I was trying to give you a chance. Yes.
Distilled water lacks mineral salts.
Distilled water does not contain mineral salts. That's why it is not good for drinking. Thank you, Daphne, and your friend. Okay. Oh, I have another question. How is distilled water useful to health workers? How is distilled water useful to health workers? That's the question. This is what we have been learning. Teddy, how is distilled water useful to health workers? Teddy? Teddy is not talking. Let me pick Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo. How is distilled water useful to health workers? Cristiano? My Cristiano is not answering that question.
It is used for sterilizing objects that are used for surgery.
Used for sterilizing.
Can I have only one person? I want to see only the hand.
Okay. Then also we can say it is used by health workers to mix drugs for injection. It is used by health workers to mix drugs for injection. Okay. So those are some of the few questions that I have for you. Otherwise, thank you. Maybe in case you have any other question, you can ask. But you will find our notes. You are going to find our notes in Google Classroom. We have there the notes that we have been learning. Okay. All what we have been learning here, they are there. Even the exercise, I've also put it under assignment. So you will be able to find the exercise there, all these notes there, and then you will be able to do it. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone who has attended their lessons. Thank you.
Bye.
Google Classroom teacher.
Bye.
Okay, I'm hearing somebody saying Google Classroom. Is there somebody with a problem of Google Classroom? Are there people who have not yet joined Google Classroom?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Google Classroom.
Okay, those who have not joined the Google Classroom, those who have not joined Google Classroom, this is what you can do. Just wait and see what you can do. Those who have not joined Google Classroom, this is what you can do for those of you who haven't joined Google Classroom, because we want, we really want all of you to join Google Classroom. So you can go to your phone. You can go to your phone, and then you search for. You can search for Christian. This is where you can find all the website, everything, WhatsApp, and so on. You type Christian School Honors Association. You search for it like this. Now, when you type Christian School Honors Association, it comes here like join e-class. Learners, are you seeing this? Those who have not joined Google Classroom. Those who have not joined Google Classroom, please, you should be able to see this. Okay, so you come to join e-class. Do you see it on my screen? When
I
you
did use the link.
when you type Christian School Honors Association, you will be able to go to the website.
Yeah, I think you use the link.
Yeah, if you have the link, you just tap on that link. But if you type Christian School Honors Association, you will find everything there. You come and tap on e-class. Are you seeing? You will be able to find everything here. When you scroll down, you will find the timetable there. After finding the timetable, okay, you will find now, these are the codes for the Zoom classes that we are having. Okay, you go for your class, like the one for your class is here, but which is also on the timetable, Okay, this is our Zoom link, this one. When you tap on it, you will be able to join. But let's go to where you can be able to join e-class. Okay, the Google Classroom. So here you will find, this is where you are going to find the WhatsApp group. If you touch on any class here, if you're in P6, you touch on this class, you click on this, you will be able to join P6 class. Okay, then when you go down here, we have the Google Class code and invitation links. So when you tap on your link for your class here, it will be able to take you direct to your class, P6 class. If you tap on it like this, you see, you will be able to join the class immediately. So here, when you join the class, you come to classwork, click on the classwork. When you click on the classwork, the subjects are there. There is religious education. There is mathematics. There is social studies, English, and here you have science. So the science we have been learning is here. When you tap on it, you will be able to open it. You see? So you will find all the notes we have been learning, they are here, and you copy it in your book. Or you can even download it and you put it in, you copy it in your book. So you see, here, we have learned is here. Everything we have learned is here. So you can join Google Classroom or WhatsApp. If you don't have the link, just type here Christian School Honors Association. Type here Christian. So when you type Christian School Honors Association, you come to join e-class. When you click on join e-class, Then you come here, join e-class, you scroll down, you will find the link for Google Classroom. We have timetable, we have Zoom link, we have WhatsApp, and then we have the Google Classroom. So when you click on these codes, you will be able to join that class members. So that is it. That is it for those who have not joined. Otherwise, thank you so much for asking for those who have asked. Okay. Okay, members. I think we can stop there.